Hey there, it's Samantha Moe, the owner of Mad to Glad Parent Coaching. You're going to really like this video if you're interested in mindful parenting because you'll learn 3 ways to nail mindful parenting. Now, mindfulness to me just means being aware of how you're feeling in any given moment and the impact of how you're feeling or showing up, how that impacts other people, particularly your children. So, for example, if you come home after a hard day at work and it's after school time, your kid needs a snack, they need help with homework, so that you can move them down that train to get into bed so that you then get to go to bed at night. It's very important to figure out how you're showing up in the moment because if you are feeling frustrated and frazzled and your energy is playing off of your child, that's going to impact how well they go to bed and how many little fires pop up throughout the afternoon and evening, which is the time where you want to start winding down yourself and getting some me time. So the 3 ways to nail mindful parenting, number 1 is you have to start with the right person. So the thing about being mindful is we have to acknowledge that we all have human error and human tendencies. I know that I get really wrapped up in perfection or frustrated if there's imperfection. And really, if I'm feeling like somebody around me is imperfect, that's not their problem, that is my problem. So, as a parent, when you're practicing mindful parenting, the first thing you want to do is you want to start with yourself. You want to get yourself right before you even show up to try to help your child feel organized and calm so they can get done whatever it is they need in the after school routine. So for starting with the right person, we've partnered with Beautiful Chaos. They're a local accessory line here in the Twin Cities in Minnesota, and they've made these beautiful leather cuffs. Mine says Calm on it. So one of the ways to get myself right is to have that reminder. The second way of being really great at mindful parenting is to make sure you also have things organized in the right order. So if it's the after school routine and you have your child sit down and you have them do homework, for example, before having a snack, and you know they ate at 11:17 in the morning and it's now many hours later, of course that order isn't going to set them up for success, and it will create more of those battles and those fires if you were to try to force them to focus on something when they don't have enough protein and their blood sugar isn't stable. So of course you want to get the right order. Another example of this is making sure that in the morning, if your child likes to pet the dog or they like to watch TV, those fun activities need to happen after being dressed and having breakfast. Because if they happen beforehand, you've just lost leverage to be able to motivate your child to move through their morning routine in a way that's easy and successful. So you want things to be in the right order. So you have to start with the right person, which is always yourself. You want to get things in the right order, which we do a lot at Mad to Glad with parent coaching. And the third thing to be aware of is you want to have the right techniques. So here's where mindfulness really comes in. I've partnered with Kathy Flaminio. She is the National Director of Yoga Calm. And she has put together a workshop with me to help you know what are the mindfulness tools that help at different times of the day. So for example, if it's morning time, you don't want to use lavender spray because that will make you feel calm. But what you do want to do in the morning is you want to start with something like a peppermint spray because that will alert your brain and help you feel calm, alert, not calm and sleepy. So in the mindfulness world, there's a lot of techniques that you can choose, but we got to make sure we're putting them in the right order, right? So here's another really great one. It might look a little bit weird here. So the other thing is that when kids come home from school, they usually feel kind of frazzled, just like you do, because they've been sitting there all day long trying to get work done. So one of the things you can do is you can do this pose called legs up the wall. Now, what legs up the wall does is it's an easy inversion where your head is below your feet. So what happens is it starts letting all the neurotransmitters settle so you can feel calm. Now, remember I told you that you want to get things in the right order? Well, of course we want to do this yoga calm pose with kids called legs up the wall in the afternoon with them to help them rebalance so that they can get their homework done and they can connect with you in a way that's peaceful. But we also want you to do some of these things Because can you imagine what would happen if your child came home from school and you were laying here with your legs up the wall? It's a good pattern interrupt. So you haven't been frenetic moving from your afternoon into your child's afternoon. So this pattern interrupt helps you feel calm, and it's likely that they'll be intrigued and they might join you. If not initially, they might over time. So legs up with the wall is a really good example of having the right technique with the right person in the right order. Now, Kathy and I have put together a 2-hour workshop called Peaceful Parenting Strategies from Sun Up to Sundown. During that 2-hour workshop, we are literally going to talk to you about the step-by-step order that is optimal for moving kids from first thing in the morning all the way to bedtime. It's going to include activities for your child as well as yourself. We are so excited to be hosting this. It is the first time that it's being offered on February 26th. We're being hosted by Arit Academy, which is a Twice Exceptional School, and they are open to the public. We would love to have you join us. You are going to leave with a 20-page step-by-step handout activity book, as well as a routine that we will have walked you through for some part of your day so that you can implement it immediately. The other amazing thing that's coming up from Mindful Parenting is one of the amazing women Kathy has trained. Her name is Katie. Her and I do a mother-daughter retreat. That's a half-day event. We do it maybe twice a year, where we do partner yoga facilitated between moms and their daughters who are in the 4th to 8th grade. So what's going to happen at that 4-hour retreat, which is just 1 week after my event with Kathy, is we're actually going to facilitate partner yoga, communication strategies, learn about Brain on Fire, have your kids make a glitter jar so that they can take some of these activities home and you get the experience of interacting with them. So this next coming month is super, super fun for mindfulness and connecting, so that as you move into the next season, you really enjoy spending time with one another and you nail it. You already care about your kids, you already love them, so let's make connection easier as well. Please check the links. We hope to see you there.